Or other. The headphones aren't on. Okay. All this chatter in the background. Alright, you ignore the big meat, that's a good start. Nair would have been fine, but he's short. Probably a better idea to just try and wait it down. This choppy footage, but we'll make it work. Yeah, it's not really a character you want to sit and shield against. I don't know, you guys are just kind of throwing out moves so far. It's a good choice moving away with the jump. It's usually the best choice with Wario. People underestimate the spam jump button. A little surprised didn't die. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. Like, the matchup's very slow going for Wario. Not an awful lot to be done. I would tell you to back air a little bit more, initially. He is short, but I think it stops a lot of the offense that he tries to set up. Not that Game & Watch sets up a lot. Probably didn't need to pick up the bike at that moment. You could have pressured him a little bit more. Just by having the bike there, maybe threading a down air. She made it work. It's fine. He went for it all. The FPS is killing me inside. Yeah, you really have to watch out about how often you use Nair against Game & Watch. He's just too short, and he's got too many buttons that just beat you. I know, like I might have to stop it early if it's gonna keep doing this. I'll critique it on the side, just like in the chat. Yeah, we can get a game or two. And you Wario'd him. Actually, let me really quickly post on Twitter because I forgot to do that. I'm all over the place right now. Nope. Alright, it says grinding Overwatch, but whatever. I'm still doing it. We'll watch another one of these and see if it gets any better.
Okay. Fucking knows it. You don't do that often, do you? Yeah, neither do I.
Okay, after this game, if it continues to do the thing it's doing, I'll do yours. I mean, any little bit helps. Besides it, even if I don't see anything that you don't, you'll be able to be like, yeah, I see as much in this game as Reflex does. Granted, neither of those are my characters, so you might. That was Peach versus Lucas, right? Anyway, that's not what I'm here for. This right now. I gotta focus. Really can't stay on a platform against this character. I mean, you're aware of that, but like half of his damage so far is because you're on the platform. And a kill. Well, then you can help us too, ADCT. Get jump grabbed. It's funny, at that moment I probably would have suggested doing a Nair because of the slanted ground. It's really hard to... I feel like I can't give a whole lot of advice on this matchup only because it's not a very varied matchup. Game & Watch is boring, has a hard time approaching, you just kind of wait. He was playing it scared there. I'm surprised he didn't swipe you or anything. Okay, we're in there. jump. Just jump away. It's really one of those what have you got to lose situations. Okay, we'll take a look. Dash attack's working. That's the thing. Like, he can't approach very well. It's like, he's got his dash attack, but like, you got full waft. You got to do something. He's winning. But look, you got it like 4 times. Just keep doing that. You'll get him eventually. 5 times. And the occasional back air when he overextends. That's it. That's honestly it. You are trying to go for 3 damage too often. I mean, maybe you do, but if you know that, then you don't need my advice. He blew it! Honestly, I would be happy to continue watching. Well, that's not true. Normally I would be, but the choppiness is killing me inside. Does it get better? Is this one any better? Well, let me check Shope's first, and then I'll check the other one, unless you can tell me that one's just not better.
You get 3 for every win, 3 for a win, nothing for a loss.
Okay.
Because losing sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people scam the system.
Okay.
But if you do, this is a classic.
I'm sorry, I'd like that. And again, like, catch me on the Discord later, and
to win yourself
I'll look at it.
A free pass tipped off.
This is hurting my eyes here.
And this is Redemption Finals right now.
Oh man.
So you'll get to win yourself back your entry fee.
Redemption.
Yeah. And this is no reset. This is just best of 5.
Single limb. No, it's best of 3.
You're a little immobile there.
One
it
should be 1 stock.
One should be moving a little
doing.
Yeah.
Already.
It's
Just like,
it's 3
I know Peach is scary, but like,
does the most damage
jump
in 1
backwards
minute.
if you want to
Yes.
move.
Yeah, it's actually
Shope is the Lucas.
Yeah. Actually, fun fact, that was the rule set for the first tournament I went to.
Also, Peach will eat you alive if you stay in shield. So
and it was like
that's another reason why I advocate jumping away more.
So anyways, back to a real tournament match. We got Shope and MonadoAngel.
And Monado's playing Peach.
Yep.
Usually a Link main.
Could have got an air. Don't ever do that in 1v1.
Link main at heart. I know she plays
it
Peach
hits
in
for 1
doubles.
frame. It's too easy to
depths.
avoid.
I'm interested to know what. I wonder why she did this.
Like, if you feel uncomfortable and you need a back, like you feel unsafe, jump away, roll away, stick an aerial out and jump away.
You know, always people against sort of your skill level.
If you stay around, stay in your shield, it will hurt.
Yeah,
I'm actually gonna lower this a little bit because hard to talk.
Sometimes they call it amateur hour.
She's able to down air you a million times if you stay in your shield.
Oh wait, that's just what my dad says.
Anyways, talking about someone without parents, Lucas over here is doing a great job of getting
parents, am I right? Shout out to Lucas' parents.
And the thing is, like, even if you don't feel like you're gonna get a lot out of it, it's one of those scenarios where it's like, what have you got to lose? If you jump back up, unless she hard reads you and is on top of you for half of that.
If you're upset about a spoiler at this point, I don't know what's going on with you, man.
Yeah. Everyone email Reggie right now and say localize 3.
Oh, wow, okay.
Probably should have stayed on the ledge to fight that.
Ooh, look at these head guards. Oh!
We'd take it. That's fine. Yeah.
He was definitely trying to miss the ledge the first
All
time.
right.
He might have been holding down there.
Oh my
But I think he kept holding down.
Another good option that I haven't seen you do yet, or at least I didn't notice if you did it earlier. Try and get the instant catch, even better, instant throw.
That's also very
If you press the air dodge when the item's coming at you, you'll catch it. And if you do that and then press A, or an attack button really, you'll immediately throw it instead of going into air dodge. And like that's a good way to keep items in check while keeping her in check really, because you throw the item back at her unless she catches it, unless she sees it coming, which some Peaches will for sure. But I didn't even know PK3's auto canceled at all. Yeah, look that up. Instant throw Smash 4 or instant flow brawl works the same way really. Very useful. The up smash would have been is fine just because she didn't punish you hard, and it would have killed if you got it. Against a higher level Peach, you probably would have just taken a bunch of damage though, so probably not a good idea to go for that too often. Especially since you're winning right now. You're winning by a good margin. So you can just go for the safe stuff. Like what you're doing is clearly working.
Getting an up B kill at 0%.
On light characters, definitely like the little boy Lucas.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, great
trade.
That was
spacing
fine.
by Shope.
Okay.
Able little space. See him?
That's pretty nice.
All right.
Really?
Hold on.
Oh, darn. Caught me looking.
I was about to be, whoa.
Yeah, this is definitely one of Monado's favorite stages, I believe. Just because there's a lot of room to really space out and do her thing with Lang. Do her thing.
Long.
Okay.
Yeah, hashtag Hyrule Temple? I don't know.
I wonder if, you know, my new goal for next
Don't-
next time I come to a tournament, my goal is
Try not to make a habit of rolling towards the opponent in neutral. I know it can work, but unless you're trying to go for something big, it's not really worth it. Especially for Lucas, whose role isn't super great.
Shope, speaking of Castle Siege, actually having nothing to do with Castle Siege.
Good
Shope doing
movement.
a really good job at item play here.
Yeah.
I know when I play Lucas, I really like to go for the jabs. Even just standalone, like empty hops will work okay too.
Interesting to see 'cause, you know, normally people aren't as good at catching them and throwing them back or using them.
And
in
again,
their
PK
own,
freeze only hits for one frame.
position.
Just be careful about doing that. Honestly, I'd tell you to just kind of abandon all hope in 1v1.
Well, I was watching football this past weekend, and one of the announcers, there was like some ad for some network TV
Happens.
show, and he's like, well, speaking of so-and-so,
Let me go back a second. This is a minor thing, but
It's just interesting to see 'cause, you know, normally people aren't
you get
as
knocked
good
to
at
the
catching
ground
them
here,
throwing them back or using them
and
in their
you roll towards him.
oh,
Like,
speaking of this,
the
and he's
distance
like,
that
totally
he can
unrelated,
cover,
I was watching
or
football
that Link can
this
cover at
past
that
weekend,
point, or
and one
you'll
of the
see it in a
announcers,
minute.
there was like some ad for some
There.
TV show,
You could have rolled
and he's like,
backwards, and he
well,
wouldn't have been able to
speaking
get
of
you.
so-and-so,
You have to be able to recognize the situations in which you can reset to neutral, especially against characters that are slower than you.
Whoa, we're just like the pros.
Exactly. So, shout outs to football commentators.
And that's just something that comes with experience too. But like,
If you're watching this,
way more useful.
ESPN, hire us for esports broadcasts.
please.
Vicky
Or
Kitty-
your sports broadcast.
Vicky Kitty did great, but you know.
And don't be
we'll do
afraid to
with us, whatever our
stop your
tactic
jab
is.
midway too, because if they get shielded,
Commentate for football, I've
you can hit confirm it. Like you see the first two hit, and you're just like, okay, let me do the final hit.
Did it in high
And
school, if I'm not mistaken.
if they're shielding it, they have to be like, oh, is he going to do the third one or not?
Speaking of jobs,
So like they have to respect it, and they stay in shield, and that can give you the chance to move away.
There we go.
So that's something to consider, if that makes sense to you.
Now the interesting thing with Soap Smash is his head actually becomes like the hitbox just goes away. So it's
Does it
really
really?
not. Yeah.
Oh, his head becomes intangible.
Yeah.
Right. So,
You basically
Alright.
can't hit his head when he's
So
doing the Shope Smash.
just like Mario.
yeah. We're getting specific.
Yeah.
But it messes people up.
Whoa,
And that's,
up
you know,
B.
Gotta be careful
yeah.
about how you're rolling.
Good
I feel like
option.
because Link's air mobility is pretty bad,
Yeah, shout outs to not having
That
you
is
could have
the
just jumped
coolest
over him
update
and had a pretty good chance of getting back to the stage without being too safe or like too punishable.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Shope getting some damage
Okay.
here. Starting to run away with it.
NouveauRetro's gonna have
Oh my
to.
gosh.
Do you? Because you're doing fine right now.
I mean,
He's
here's
doing a great
spaces.
job so far,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
okay, up throw this time.
Yeah, that's probably it. No?
Not even on
I guess it was
City,
stale.
not even helping.
6 though. Will we see the truest of God percents?
The truest.
He gets hit by that bomb.
Yeah.
She
There it is.
She knew.
As a little hint for anybody who ever fights me, and as a hint potentially to you as a result, ledge jump is obnoxiously good if your character doesn't have very good air or doesn't have bad air mobility. So like, if you're unsure, I would tell you to do ledge jump much more than ledge roll,
Shope's not too careful.
because you can change the timing of when you do it. You don't have to buffer it,
Sense right now.
and it's pretty difficult to answer immediately.
Okay, Shope trying to get
All right.
She said, "I want it.
Give me aura.
Give me aura."
Unfortunately, Link
Yeah,
is
you've
not
got nothing to
on
lose.
any moves.
You took 4 damage. Don't let that discourage you from PK firing.
Got Master Sword.
Okay.
There's nothing cool about it. The shield, though, you know the shield properties?
Oh,
They can block projectiles.
That's pretty.
I'm a little
cool.
surprised you're not going for PK Thunder a little bit. I know
I think it'll really work on the
Link has
fire,
the
but
super
I'm not
fast
sure about
fastfall,
that.
but Link has
I
really
don't know.
poor ability
Shope
to
this time.
Down air coming out from NouveauRetro.
maneuver left and right, so like you could trap a landing pretty well against
Up air.
Link.
Yeah, not very good
Uh-oh.
DI from Shope.
Shope.
You're good.
Looking rough right here. Could this?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
you didn't get punished. It's fine. Like that, a jab. Oh no.
It's just off just a
I know
bit.
it's scary because you almost got down smashed,
Oh, I
but
thought I was
like
about to see a dash attack from MonadoAngel.
you gotta,
Yeah, that's
you're committing too much too because you're not gonna get a kill at 79. You really don't need to be grabbing that often.
Interesting thing about Link's forward smash, or,
PK
dash
fire
attack
more,
is it's
some
as
jabs,
strong as a
etc.
charge forward smash.
You're good.
It's crazy.
This is a little cheesy with the grabs, but like, just chill.
Didn't last so long.
Yeah, if she double jumped, that might have been able to work, but not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I wanna
good
see it.
jumps. I would have been spamming
MonadoAngel
jump that
on
whole
a
time. That
single
was a good
smash.
decision.
Yeah, she has 1 minute left on the clock. She could go for a timeout realistically, but I think one more grab from Shope might be able to do it too.
No, you want to keep the advantage on the stage. Like, especially in higher level play, you see a lot of people just gaining massive control by, you see people who are trying to keep control by keeping them at the ledge because they just, you know, it's invincible and it's not terribly difficult to get back on the level, but they don't have all their options to do so. So it can be difficult, especially since Lucas can Zair and PK Fire. You're at no risk. You could be doing more damage, especially since Link wasn't quite at kill percents at the time. And ADCT is right about that. Got to work on the spacing on PK Fire. Like, you want to do it when you're safe.
Oh yeah.
Work on your B reversing if you can, or wave bouncing, I guess is what it is for that. Hey, Sharp.
To what MonadoAngel was doing that last game, or if
I got a follow.
Angel just
Hooray.
kinda found her groove.
Yeah,
and
she
she's
had a
just
lot of the momentum, I think, towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shope being resilient as always, getting these combos. Oh no, the platform.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't have the bot tell me who followed. Shit, I'm gonna have to change that in a minute.
Projectile play.
You know, for a second I thought maybe
You got a match you want me to watch, Sharp?
Yeah.
Screen for a bit.
You know, I think
You guys want me to get
who was it? Dust was getting some
be
lessons from
disappointed
Elza.
over
Ease off.
Oh darn. Well, he must be
Glutonny Ken? Because I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Elza.
Shout outs to Elza.
I watched Ken Glutonny this morning and I was sad. But I can. I remember watching Game 3 and being like, he did about as well as anybody could in that match. But I'll do that after. Like, I'll
Fatality getting antsy, wanting to play his match.
at least watch the rest of this
His sponsor
game.
so long, but it's okay, whatever.
For his hacks.
Gotta eat, right?
But like,
Everyone's gonna eat.
some of it's mechanical, but like some of it's as easy as telling you don't do this here. But like,
There you go.
That was one of those moves where you don't really
I
expect
feel like your
the-
risk reward is a
the
little
down
off.
smash kills, so he probably didn't really DI, that
too.
well.
Just
So
Make
let's
it,
see
like,
if Shope
jab
can
safe.
find some
PK
momentum.
Fire is safe. There are so many scenarios in this game that
Waiting for.
you do it and you're not going to get punished for it. So it's like it's your turn to do the thing and attempt to try and like attack them.
Last game.
There's another situation where you could have potentially delayed jab 3 or just not jab 3 at all, and it would have been a little safer. Like Link totally could have punished you for it.
That's what happens when the shampoo falls in the shower,
They
right?
smash.
Soap smash.
It like hits your foot and you're like, ah!
I saw a meme online where it had a list of the
Alright.
decibels and like it was like 0 to 100.
I feel like you were a little passive there.
Oh,
That was just kind of a Hail Mary. You,
9% though.
I know it's scary to be down by so much, but you really have to control what you're doing
Probably not.
and keep it reliable. Because
Try to do it for it again.
if you end up relying on gimmicks when you're in a scenario where you can't do that, where the other person won't fall for it, you're just gonna panic.
Yeah, we'll see if a pop off at that decibel level.
That was another scenario in which it might have been a better idea to just jump away. Like,
Oh really?
what's she gonna do? Link can't catch you with the fair if you move backwards fast enough.
Just kidding, I didn't realize. It was kind of a small pop off, but whatever.
Yeah, if I were
Alright.
to pop off the lab stream,
Not quite.
I'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
Good call.
Ooh! Oh!
Also a good call on
Going for the YOLO down
Monado
Yeah,
Queens.
he got.
Coming on
Monado
the
Girl.
margins.
Angel,
Oh,
rather.
no.
Oh!
You gotta have that muscle memory down.
man.
Shope losing the redemption, not getting redeemed. MonadoAngel getting the
But-
redemption.
I mean, those things aren't so hard to fix, though. So, like, at least you have a general idea. And maybe you already knew that, but that's what I saw. I can pull up that Glutonny set. Give me a second. It's just going to be a whole amount of me going, man, F Sonic. But give me a second. Alright, well, you're gonna watch it with me.
Moving back onto Town and City again, we see that flat stage, we see these platforms now.
Again, gonna lower the volume. I wasn't very fond of the commentary, just because it's very esports in the way of, oh my gosh, Sonic does very basic roll times 3, the precision! I wasn't very fond of it, but... So, the thing about this matchup that is one of the things that's very frustrating about the matchup is, realistically, if Sonic doesn't want you to land on top of him, you're just not allowed to do so. And so I'll raise it a little bit, I guess. And he's just getting blown up because it's Sonic Wario. And the situation where he's coming up with a full hop and doing it loses to forward B every time from Sonic. Why is he approaching? He's up by 70%. There's no need. He's got a kill confirm with the grab. And he's just kind of sticking out aerials as best he can.
If you're gonna eat something, Wario, you're gonna eat this knuckle sandwich.
He jumped away because he knew he couldn't land because Sonic has forward B. It's just hard.
Yeah, like Ken had a very strong finisher last time they met.
Alright.
In winners, so I think that
I don't like how often he's using bike in this match, or in any matchup really. That was rough.
That was so pristine coming
Oh,
out from
roll.
Ken. You hardly see that combo, but that was just exquisite. Very well done, Ken. He's on another. He's just once again he did the same thing versus Mr. R. Where
I don't like that again. The thing about Secret, and for anybody who plays against Wario in the future, if he throws out a hitbox, or if he does bike and you throw at a hitbox, it will beat bike, 100%. You got an air that lingers a little bit, do it. Your Diddy, you got forward air, do it. Bike will lose 100% of the time. This should not be working, or at least the bike. Like.
Now I feel like in this situation, I may be completely wrong, but I feel like in this situation it may actually be wise for Glutonny to use that waft early to get the kill at this percent. That way he can kind of slow down the pace and build up another waft.
I don't like it, but I feel like in most cases the best option to fight Sonic is to come from the ground, just because forward B does such a good job of shutting down Wario's aerial approaches, which I feel like is highlighted a little bit here just because there's such disparity in damage right now. Like he's a full stock up basically, and he's been playing like full hops this whole time, and you have to avoid a lot of Sonic stuff, but so we've seen three minutes of this already. If Ken just decided to forward B cancel, yeah, that's like you have to bait it out. That's really all you got. You bait it out. You try and do like B reverse chomp if you're really cool. Because if you come from above, forward B just beats you. He gets the grab. That's good. You have to make those pokes, because the idea is to try and catch Sonic off guard. You can get like a dash cancel or dash attack cancel grab. You can just shield and try and pressure him on the way down, which isn't super reliable, but it's not going to get you punished really. Like that's like the 5th time he's landed with back air. There's no need for that. Like Ken is just doing whatever he wants because he feels like he can get away with it, I feel. Either that or he's just really nervous about Waft and wants to get rid of ASP. That, he... Okay, so let's go back and watch this, because that shouldn't have happened. He just throws out random up smash, which is why that happened. There's no reason for Sonic to be moving forward at all. That has no business hitting.
Impeccable DI coming out from Ken.
Impeccable DI, holding straight left.
So much rage behind that waft. Okay.
I'm sorry if I sound smarmy. Just. Oh, TLDR, just move backwards. Ken. This matchup is so bad that Ken doesn't play it well at all, and he's still destroyed. Well, he does destroy Glutonny, but he does well.
doesn't get pivot grab.
Because all you have to do is wait. Wario presses a button.
Yeah.
You grab him.
Don't want to get caught sleeping on
You
the
get
back
a
there.
free kill confirm. Right now, if he grabs Wario, he's lost, right? Why is he
Ooh,
moving forward?
to interrupt.
No reason.
That was
Nice.
clutch.
Those rising aerials really working out well for Glutonny.
This is so scary for both players.
That
Oh, excellent roll.
pivot grab keeps working.
And he got the
not
read,
this
but Wario
time.
just can't do enough damage right this turn.
Oh,
That's the kind of read that he had to do at that percent, for sure.
I wouldn't even say way too ambitious. That was a power shield, my man. A few frames off of victory for Glutonny. I think I
But-
agree with the call.
That whole situation, like, Ken could have just had 40% by the end of that
think the
with
execution
both
needed
stocks,
a
and
clawed his way.
he just keeps moving
Definitely
forward.
do
We'll
appreciate
try and
the
watch again and
sacrifice
see if he
as
does it.
well. Little bit
Oh,
of
they
an
didn't.
error in his-
Okay, well,
It's fast.
alright.
To be fair, though, he had to pull the trigger there.
Yes,
He
definitely.
couldn't-
Okay,
couldn't
that's
wait
good
for a
use
chance
of
opportunity.
platforms
He
by
had
Glutonny.
100%. He had to take the
Smart.
opportunity that was
But
given
he-
to him.
Every single bike should be punished by, at the very least, Sonic forward air.
A little too good.
A little too good.
Speedman.
But it was definitely in the realm.
Yeah. If you send me those links again, I can look at them here.
And on Battlefield, this is gonna help him. I think this is definitely gonna help him because that back air is gonna kill later. Sonic.
Another thing about this matchup that I don't like, but I don't think, like, as frustrating about having to pick Battlefield, because I think it is pretty solid against Sonic, is the platforms there, which makes it even harder to approach Sonic in the first place. Because not only does he have forward B, now he can just move sideways.
On the other hand, however, you do
Again,
have to watch out.
Every time a bike comes out, he should get punished, and
Because
Sonic
if you
shouldn't take
hang too
damage.
long, that dash attack can stage spike and
Bike is a
enter stock.
gimmick.
Yes, pretty early.
I don't know why he jumped. He could have just went to the other side for free.
Ooh, the spin dash back on stage. That's not.
He's
that's
trying
not
to
safe.
be
Glutonny
tricky when
calling out the
there's
early
no
stop
need.
rather than the jump out of spin dash. Very well done. Nice.
Yeah, he was
He's shielding it because he doesn't know what he's doing. Just stick out an aerial and you'll beat it.
Spin dash. Punished accordingly.
Ooh, that
Alright.
invincibility is gonna give Ken a kill combo here, and the spring setup gonna negate Noodle's invincibility as well.
I'll take a look
This is
after this
looking
one, yeah.
Very, very good for Ken once more.
Hey guys.
Back
Hey,
air
Muno.
explosion.
16 for it.
Yeah, Ken actually destroyed the bike, and the bike exploded. That hitbox is gonna hit Wario as well.
So again.
Adding a little bit of extra damage right there. Very unfortunate for Glutonny, but well done by Ken.
He can go to the
back
platform
air
or the
is
edge for
amazing
free,
on the back air right there.
just because it's hard to reel that in.
Look at this.
Yeah, if he just held forward, I think he held forward and then moved backwards into it. I believe there's a different section of this set where he
Because
just moves
Glutonny
straight.
is I think he's discouraged from using bite because
Do I have a decent number of set wins on Wrath? Is a non-zero number of set wins on Wrath
he's gonna be looking for different options to
that
use
much?
spin dash, and it's just hard for a character
So initially,
to find.
my first match against him was a win because I switched to Mega Man and he didn't actually know anything about Smash Brothers at the time. But he's gotten loads better since then. I beat him at the big house because of nerves, potentially. I don't
Ooh,
know.
look at that.
Um,
Spin dash invincibility
but, like,
once again, and Ken is just
It's really one of those things
slowly,
where it's Sonic's
slowly
matchup to
making this
lose.
near impossible for
Um,
him.
Yeah, Gluto just can't
Yeah,
find
like,
a big hit. He's getting
one of the things is he's just wised up. Like, Wario's crafty, but the thing about this matchup is if you know what you're doing, it's just so hard to deal any damage at all to Sonic.
That's really not a play style
Why is he
to
grabbing?
play with
Just
Sonic.
move backwards,
Time strategy is
wait
not
until
the
Sonic
play.
or Wario does anything, and then
Now,
hit him
once
for
again,
free,
we
or
see
grab him for
ourselves
free.
in a similar
He's
situation
too slow.
this game. Full
Sonic
on deck.
has invincibility in case
Glutonny has this definite
Wario decides to jump.
The blast zones are a little bit
Like,
different this
Ken's
time
just
around.
disrespecting him
The waft is gonna
by
kill him
moving
a bit
forward.
later.
You really
Oh, that's
up
on
smash.
Glutonny
There's no
again.
reason to do that.
Have
You'll
to
get a
go
grab
for
eventually and
Smash.
kill him at
I'm not sure if
160.
they're misinputs, because I do know Smash. Ken plays with Smash Stick, if I'm correct.
So he's looking for jump council C-stick up air.
Look at that. You do that repeatedly, he could have done that for the next 2 minutes, and there would be nothing to stop what Wario could do without a hard read.
But I think it's very uncharacteristic from a player like Ken.
And in
That
order to
mode,
do
though,
that,
it would be the perfect mix-up.
Yes.
Normally you're methodical, and then just out of the blue, the kill move.
I don't want to talk about that tournament.
That's
It
not
was
really
it
punished
was
that
rough in a
hard,
lot of
yeah.
ways.
Although against Wario, this scenario,
Oh
it
boy.
would just be punished hard.
Yeah.
More people.
Not. You don't want to play.
Thanks
with a
for
scenario
following,
like
buddy.
this. Gotta finish your plate.
Look, he got the grab. That's all I have to do. Wait for Wario to try and get the hard read. Do free damage. I mean, I guess that's up to you. Just don't spam my chat too much. What I want to say is I'm trying to stream more often, and if this is the kind of content you want to see, you could always subscribe. Do me a favor.
Bless your guardian angel, but it's just not enough to make it out of that situation. However, he's still alive.
He's waiting.
The stock isn't gone
He's doing
yet,
fine.
and we have
Punish it. He didn't punish it.
go on a tear. Just deny an entire stock, but not against.
I know I keep saying that, but just remember, every single time Wario does bike, he should be taking at least 10 damage, if not much more.
Wonderful! that Glutonny read, that
Are you proud of yourself, buddy?
turnaround waft,
You did it.
but it looked like a reach. Had a reason to, and as a result, he.
You buy me a drink, especially since now we can't do it at Creature Comforts now. Well, we can, but it'll cost a lot more. Hell, that drink will probably cost more than a month's subscription. That's all I'm saying. And that was good pressure there. In fact, we're gonna rewind it and take a closer look at that. Well, because that was pouring my wine. Okay. So he gets the Nair, which was partly because he crossed up Ken and Ken took the bait, but Nair is just, it's so vital for Wario's like combo game that I feel like I use it too much because it's not very strong, but like his combo game is so limited that you just kind of have to do it a lot. And if you get it, like, it's what sets up the footstool combos. He's going for the safe stuff, the smart stuff, because if you really need the hit confirms against a character like Sonic. Like, he gets the down tilt and then he tries to go for the dash attack. Those are the kinds of things that are, and look, he's up by a pretty solid margin.
What a grab.
That's unfortunate. He lost his jump, got snatched up. Look, he just holds forward and gets out.
That is a real stinger for Glutonny right there.
Hate to see that.
I would have just kept the bike there.
You hate to see that kind of thing happen. However,
Guess a grab.
it's not over. We're still in this. Glutonny. I mean, we've said it a few times now.
The thing about having the bike there that makes it a good idea as well is if Sonic comes in with a forward B or a down B, it lags on the bike a little bit so that you have a little more time to react to it.
He does have the forward relatively soon. A few more seconds.
All right.
And even in this sort of percent,
Like, he has to play it careful. Like, he's, that's the last thing you want to happen against a Sonic, especially when he's already down by 2.
But I just feel like he feels a lot more. I think he feels a lot more comfortable.
He's playing it smart. He's going for grabs, pokes, single pokes, because that's all you're really going to be able to get against Sonic most of the time.
It's a real thing, man. We don't have super.
Should have taken damage there.
It's still a thing to consider. Even stage control itself is a resource you have to manage constantly.
Right. The bait.
Look at that. The stage control. That's exactly what we're talking about. Ken, he had little
Smart.
stage control. Tried to roll to regain his stage control, and that's where
There wasn't really a lot Sonic could do, so that was definitely the optimal play.
Scenario in this game 3, definitely doable for Glutonny. Ooh, and once again, just grab straight out of it.
Sonic can just get you anyway.
It's one of those things that you were talking about. Ken just not known to get upset. He's so consistent.
Yeah, you have to spot dodge in front of us sometimes and try and bait his forward movement.
As you also mentioned, Wario is a wildcard character. If there's any character that can make that,
I think it can be okay, but again, it's one of those things that once people know it, they can punish that as well. Bike is not safe to move forward against somebody. The only time I'd really advocate it against a competent opponent is when you're landing, because the forward movement immediately after landing with just a lingering hitbox, like as soon as you land, you just keep going forward. Oh, you mean the fast-moving thing? It's still the similar thing. It just 20 frame startup is not that hard to react to.
Oh, he was so close.
He actually
Jumping
did
up.
see the roll coming. but the hitbox is just barely not there. And if I were Gluto here, I would try to play the long game, try to get the half waft. Yep. And I mean,
Oh, yeah, you throw it up because if he's gonna try and pressure you, that's the thing to like that keeps you safe. And if it doesn't, like if they decides to move forward, he can potentially get biked. Let's jump is safe after that, but like throwing up the bike when they come down is definitely, it's almost always the best possible option. And look at this, like even though he killed himself, like he's still doing quite well here. That's a shame. If he had it charged, that would have been a kill for sure, but he did not.
He had the second stage waft, which is not strong at all.
The thing about this so far, like, you look at this game 3, and you look at the game 1, that's probably it. Yeah. Let's back up a little bit, like, just not that long. Oh, fuck. No! Oh, no, that's right. Sorry.
Japan's #1. Second stage waft, which is not strong at all. In judgment right there. And I mean,
like, he tries to, after he gets the waft, he tries to pressure with, that's lagless if you time it well. He just didn't time it well. He was just going for a bunch of safe stuff. You have to take risks in neutral against Sonic, but in order to catch a character like that, after you could take advantage, you have to push it. Even if it's, Wario's individual hits aren't that much, but like, you're not going to get him in neutral, like, unless you get a hard read, so you might as well go for it whenever he doesn't have every single option that he has, But, them's the breaks. It's a really, really awful matchup. Let's see. Let's watch him versus Fatality. Speedman, another resident Sonic in Georgia. Starting to become Sonic Country as it is. Speedman, if you want to talk about the matchup at length, I'd be happy to do that at a different point too. So don't, like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, of course, idiot. Just trying to move right along right now. Alright. You're going ham with it immediately, like running up and air dodging. It was forced an option from him, which is not a terrible thing to do, but like, it's risky. It's fine so far. Roll backwards. There are a lot of scenarios in which you gotta, like, you realize you don't have stage control, or like, he's just in a better situation. It's just like, let's reset. It's not fun to be in a situation where he can dash grab you or whatever, but like, there's so many scenarios that good characters in this game just have to cut their losses. Like, that you can, there's no risk. And that, okay. Don't let him get away with that kind of thing. Again, like, you could have gone all the way around. He's gonna up air you once or twice. Like, you died at like 80 something. You gotta prevent that whenever you can. Like, use more safe options. And that was smart, because like, you read him, worst case scenario, you take a little bit of damage. Don't air dodge. You gotta react if he's moving forward. But we talked about that already. I'm not trying to bore you. We talked about it a little bit. Like, reset to, even if it's uncomfortable, to up B, super high up and do it. Like, it's not a bad option. And oftentimes it's better to hedge your bets, especially against a character as explosive as Falcon. Like, put him in situations in which he can't do that much to you. I feel like you're not doing enough to anticipate his attacks when he's up close. Like, you're spot dodging a lot, which is not inherently bad, but like, especially on the ground when you can't do too much because your movement and stuff, you wanna make it so that you do just enough offensive like preemptive attacks, like when you're falling towards him or something, that he respects you enough to not just throw out like knees. But generally speaking, you want to go for the safe option because Sonic has pretty good air mobility. I think it's well above average. You have the up B safety net. You can change your speed with down air, things like that. You just have a lot of options at your disposal compared to most characters. So like, go back to try and do your best to avoid the fight in different scenarios. Especially like there, you didn't have a whole lot of stage control, so you got to be careful about how often you're willing to commit to a hit against him. That was a little ballsy, but you read him well with the air invincibility on forward B in the air. It's unfortunate, but Falcon's Falcon. That's like the third time. Like you've so far in this set, you've consistently let him move forward and not reacted well to it. You got to be preemptive about your air dodges, about any aerials that you do. You got to be more comfortable with just doing up B really high up. You'll be surprised at how many times you just don't get punished because people try and come up and you can air dodge early, or they expect you to air dodge into the ground and they stick out a move when that's not what you do. Like, as long as you don't make yourself too safe, don't make yourself too predictable, hedge your bets with a relatively safe option.
You know, it's not even a call out, but it's just such a good move. Hold that jab button. Like 6 frames in between them.
You're good. That was a good decision. Again, like, what you got to ask yourself when you pick a lot of these options is like, what's the worst that could happen? And there, like, you got jabbed for 9 damage. That's nothing. Whereas if you had guessed correctly, or if he had guessed incorrectly, he would have lost a stock. Like, totally worth it. The risk reward was very good there. Yeah. He's clearly fishing for falling up air. If you just keep moving around, he'll have a hard time landing it. Cause like, he wants you to shield, he wants you to stay in one spot so that he can space his back airs and falling up airs. And if you don't stay in one spot, he has a surprisingly difficult time doing that. And I know back air allows him to do it without too much risk because it auto cancels, but like, you would much rather get hit by a back air than a falling up air into knee. Okay. Decent cross up. He was a little too antsy there. He should have played that more passively. Okay. You're defaulting to that option a lot. It's pretty good. You know, it's pretty safe, but I wouldn't be surprised if he punishes you for it later, just because you go to it too often, like from the ledge. Okay. And sometimes when you want to air dodge, I would tell you to good mobility. I would tell you to just jump sometimes, because like again, like he wants to up air you, but he's not gonna kill you with it, especially not at 86. Good decision. If you were just gonna slightest bit, you would have got him. But you're good. You're good. I don't like that nair decision, but probably just we're nervous. You gotta watch that Heisman back air. Like you gotta give him. You want to make it so that he has fewer opportunities to mix you up in a scenario where you've lost control of your character. So like when you spot dodge, yeah, it's usually safe, but more often than not, like you're putting faith in the fact that he's not going to happen to read you or stick a long-lasting hitbox there, and that's not always the best thing to be doing. Message. All right. Take a look at that and like that Twitter post in a second. Oh wait, we're here. Okay. Oh, these ads.
That's not right. That's supposed to be hyper on there.
In that case, it would have been a better idea to just buffer the ledge option.
Starting off strong though.
Because he's not really poking you with anything at the edge. You could have avoided the ledge trump.
Not playing strong, nice F smash.
That was...
Brutal.
Let's take a look at that again. Not to see if there were smaller options that she could have avoided here. That's gonna happen. Forward B is Roy's main poke option in a lot of cases, just because it lingers and it's a hit confirm. Don't air dodge to the ground. I feel like there are too many scenarios so far that if you're gonna land with an air dodge, you either have to commit with neutral air, or you need to up B, especially in this stage where there are 3 platforms. Just get to the ledge or the platform. You're taking unnecessary risks with the air dodge thing. That's what I'm trying to say. And also, for anybody that's still watching, I don't have anything queued up, so if you want your match watched at, or if you want some commentary over a match you would like to see commentary on, even if it's not yours, let me know. Put it in the chat.
Speedman unable to do anything about it. Here's some starts. Ooh, interesting. Wait in the side B. Don't see that too much. At the ledge. Probably a necessity.
I feel like you got to do more to stick out a move preemptively here, just to show him that you can. He's getting away with just pressing buttons because I feel like you're trying to play too reactively to a character that's quite fast, and that's not always a bad idea because you want to switch him up. But like, Roy has a hard time getting some stuff set up when you're just sticking out small pokes here and there. Like the occasional dash attack. I know it doesn't do that much, but like enough to show him that he's not allowed to just nair in place repeatedly or run up to you and forward B. Even if that's rolling backwards from time to time, like you want to test the waters and see what he's got. I feel like that was the case to a degree in the Fatality matchup or Fatality set, but a lot of that was just not picking more reliable, safe options. In that in the game that we just saw, absolutely. You know, it's not comfortable to have to make those kinds of decisions sometimes. You don't want to just have to run in a dash attack like a fool, but like if you're just shielding and you're waiting for him to press a button before you come in, he can just keep doing safe things and then make it so that he can react to your like counterattack, and you're not really getting that far that way. One of the more frustrating things about playing Sonic is you don't really have a lot of really like super safe pokes that you can do. So you know, that works in a lot of slower characters where you can just play 100% reactively, but against a lot of high tiers, you have to create your own situation. Sometimes that means just going in with the hitbox, like short hop forward air kind of thing. Sometimes that means crossing them up and doing a quick grab, but you have to commit sometimes against a character as fast as Roy. That was good decision making. You were patient when you needed to be. And that's the thing, another thing. If Roy grabs you, who cares? You take like 5 damage. Like he's not gonna do anything to you. So like you can shield more too. And remember that if you shield and roll backwards, unless he hard reads you, you'll be fine.
Wonderful!
Oh, we got another follower. I love it. Steven? Oh, said that right, but I believe Harlock is doing a he's moving to Baltimore soon, and he's doing like a close friends meetup thing. So that's likely what I'll be doing. I don't know how long that'll be. But
Esports. I'm sure it's the perfect target market.
And
Really is.
you're functioning fine here. I don't know about all that
My buddy used to work there, but that's neither here nor
those
there.
back airs there at
Speedman
short
showing off
range,
somehow a
but
little bit. Yeah, Hyper pretty
oh yeah, limited release of what?
Safe that time.
That was just a dumb decision on his up smash. Like he was just kind of Hail Marrying that, and I'm glad that you just waited and made sure that he was punished for it. Hello X Sweet Death 92X. Yeah, just link me in the Discord. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to split this up too much.
But since then, Speedman's really, coming to his own game, making Hyper play his game.
Yeah, that's really what he's gonna have to do. Hyper actually not
Wonderful!
Oh man, they just keep coming. Matador. I don't mean to stop this every time.
And he didn't know it. Oh my gosh. Doing pretty well for himself here in losers quarters. Not doing as well as he might.
Like you're in the lead, so he feels he has to come to you. So you can play a little more passively, shield more, roll backwards, and you still do, even in this scenario, want to do the occasional attack just to make him uncomfortable enough to, like, so that he doesn't feel like he can just press buttons. There are certain there are certain characters in this game, like we saw Peach earlier. Zero Suit Samus is a really good example, where it's very tempting to shield because it's like, if he throws out a poke, this is going to keep me safe, and that's true. But a lot of characters, knowing that, tailor their offense in such a way that is meant to abuse people who just stay in shield. They'll go for grabs more often. They'll do empty hops, do really late aerials or auto-cancelled aerials, so you can't do much. You got to go for a little more rolling there, and you have to be proactive sometimes. Hopefully that's not too vague, but in the scenario with like Roy versus Sonic here, when you're in the lead, you can sit on the lead. You want to be able to sit on the lead because he feels the pressure. So be a little more defensive, but you can't just do it the whole time.
Dead even almost already. Yeah. Well,
Literally.
There it is. Oh, but Speedman taking it.
All right.
Taking it back.
Yeah, Speed's not known to.
And you're fine. Look, you got to the other side before you can do anything.
To his game.
And you're timing your auto cancel up air as well.
You actually want to time people out. If you time a person
He's
or two out,
clearly
it's
jumping in
always
front
a
of you to
back
try and
and
bait
forth
you.
play.
You need to calm down a little bit there.
I don't know.
There's the up air.
Yeah, pretty, oh my gosh, Hyper, a lot of momentum on his side right now.
There goes the
I'll take a look at that in a minute, Noodle. You can be the next. Well,
Rollouts.
I've got
does it again.
the match the ADCT posted. I'll do that and then. Yeah.
Baits him out with an up smash somehow.
I'm glad that I've still got fans. I guess I'm glad that you're still tuning in. Sweet Death 92. Okay, Cornell Monthly. Palutena. Like I know anything about this character. I'll get gunned down. That was an errant situation, if I ever saw it. You should have been able to react to her super slow grab cooldown. This is a hard matchup, I will say. I do think Palutena wins it, if only slightly. But you gotta play it slow, because she does the same thing you do, except she does more damage with it in this matchup. You got the nair. You surely should have just gone for the easy grab. If you had landed the up smash, it would have done just as much damage as the grab, pummel, forward throw.
Alright. Reggie, go into your next match.
Alright. He's waiting. Yeah, you did. That was Smashville Fane. Alright, pressure in. I feel like you should be run turnaround canceling a little bit more there. Just to, because she moves faster than you. So as a result, you have to move a little bit more in order to make her feel like she has to be proactive. I don't have a 5 worst matchups for Wario initially. I believe my bottom, quote unquote bottom 3 are good tech. Sonic, Bayo, Cloud. I would say in that order. Sonic is the worst matchup. Bayo is second. Cloud is third. I feel like my opinion of Cloud might be maybe it's slightly. Mewtwo's pretty bad too. Cloud might not be third worst, but like Sonic and Bayo, I feel very confident about being awful matchups. That was unfortunate. I feel like I wish I had more to say. I'll just
Sean, where do you go? Oh, they're going?
put that choppy.
They're going? Okay. Cool.
I feel like you're committing too much with the motions you're making. And you gotta be able to react to that too. Mewtwo. I'll do my best. I played a little Mewtwo. Yeah. Don't air dodge into the ground. I don't want to give you really boring advice like that, but don't air dodge into the ground. That was good timing. Okay. So far pretty good, although that's 2 grabs you missed that you could have gotten down tilt situations. I know obviously the shield grab is going to be a faster option, but Palutena isn't incredibly safe when she lands. I would tell you to try and unshield down tilt a little bit more. Oh, I mean, if you don't want to, if you don't care, then I'll go on to the next one to someone else who cares. That was this one, the Noodle.
Alright, we got Noodle and Sin.
Oh boy, Bayonetta. Okay, she's doing Bayo things. You're not really able to pressure her on the platform there, or on the ledge. From what I understand, you have to kind of slowly walk towards her, and try and punish her landings as best you can. Like, I think Palutena has a slight advantage.
Really fiending to play right
Like,
now.
it's totally winnable, but I do think that.
I want to get someone to come.
Oh, I would generally agree with that. They play very similarly, but it's just hard for Wario to get a lot of his shenanigans. Palutena does a lot of the same things, but she does more damage when she's doing it. It's really a case of her physics more than anything else.
Bruh, he just... Alright.
We had a really good Palutena in, yeah, like, back air walls a lot of our stuff. She just moves similarly. She pokes with forward air in similar ways. She's able to not commit in similar ways as Wario, but she just gets more. She gets more off of a grab. Her recovery isn't super exploitable. It's just kind of rough. Again, I think it's slight disadvantage, but I don't really have. I don't know.
To eat him
Yeah, Palutena, I would say.
Like, he didn't even, like, go down to land on the platform. He was like...
Yeah.
Let me focus on the match here first. I'll talk about Glutonny a little bit.
Perfectly used his double jump.
Although I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say about, like, what do you mean? What do I think about Glutonny? He's a really good Wario.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Fourth throws can take it.
Okay. Smashville is also pretty rough sometimes here because she's able to. She has a place to land with the platforms moving around, but it's not too bad.
I want Peach to have a racket jab. But too much to ask.
Yes.
Why?
You were really aggressive on that downer, and it hit, but like You got 3 damage and didn't really get rewarded for much.
We try to call it the ear dodge.
That was good.
Matter
You
what.
landed the confirm. You're aware of those. Yeah, go ahead and post the set and
Esports, except
we'll
I
make it
haven't
happen.
done esports all night.
Also, the mic is off.
Good bike combo. No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong one, I guess.
You don't want to give up too much space. If she's moving towards you, that's kind of what you want.
You haven't been esports. I know what you mean.
And
Oh,
I don't know what she was thinking.
Wario sucks, though.
that was a really good forward smash.
DreadFighter asked a second ago, so I'll take his link and then I'll look at your Snorley. Actually, if the beginning of this we analyzed, well, quote unquote analyzed, Glutonny versus Ken's losers final match, which is more or less what I said in the Wario Discord if you're on there. But if someone wants to post them, I can watch them after this and we can take a look. Sure.
I sure hope I can go to Copter Saga this Saturday. I sure hope I can go to Copter Saga this Saturday.
What do you mean you sure hope you can?
I don't have money. Like, I'm actually, like, the poorest person right
That was good chomping.
now. Look at this.
The thing about Chomp that's nice in this matchup is, one thing that I really dislike about the matchup is a lot of the stuff that I like to do in general when I'm playing, like try and go for nairs. She pokes. Okay, that you should have backed away, absolutely there. Like use your jump to reset. Hindsight's 20/20, but like there wasn't a lot else she was gonna do to you.
Sin's actually going for a lot of the horizontal kill combos.
But Chomp beats switch time in a way that's nice.
They're risky, but they're effective. Just pointed a gun
Okay,
right
I'm
in
queued
their
up
face.
DreadFighters and Snorleys.
Alright, Noodle, show us your Wario magic.
That was a hard read, but those are the kinds of decisions you have to make in a really bad matchup. So like that was not a bad decision to make, I think. Especially when you're down so far. That's true. That is a good observation. Falling dare is a nice confirm, but
Take it quite yet. Wario's
if
back.
you're very obvious about it,
He's just gonna walk like that.
He's just gonna walk
it's a rough time.
Yeah, fourth row.
I mean, Bayo's generally a bad matchup for everybody because she's a top tier. I mean, Sonic's a lot of characters' worst matchups, so like
Ate that back air.
high tiers, right? They're very polarizing characters, so that's part of why,
So happy we had,
like, what they're really good at just makes it really hard to deal with.
discussion in the Discord.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Y'all are weebs.
I fucking love
I feel like you should be run turnaround canceling more. You're sitting in shield and committing every single time you run.
What is?
So like she doesn't have to worry. Like anytime she sees you moving left or right,
Right.
she just knows that you're going to be moving towards her all the way. And that's part of run turnaround cancel's appeal. That you gotta make it look like it's not so bad, or like that you're not coming immediately. That they can't just react every single time you move. But if that's what happens every time you move forward, instead of baiting with like shield or run turnaround cancel, then she's gonna punish you for free. And that was just a bad mistake on Bayonetta's part. 'Cause she still had her double jump, but she wasted it. Because she two-framed her. I think she did that with up B. Chomp definitely has better uses here, like on triplats, because
I mean, I hope he takes
you can fall through and pressure in ways that a lot of characters can't with your command grab. It opens up more options for sure. It still doesn't give you that much reward when you land it, but that's Wario, right?
No, I'm biased all the time. Like, don't at me.
I know you're biased all the time.
Yep. I'm a horrible commentator. But I'm stuck at the desk running it anyways, so you're stuck with
I feel like I would like for you to try and punish with different things up close. Like Bayonetta's done a couple of landing things that you could have done, like up B, or
The first time you ever beat me was whenever I played R.O.B against your Pikachu.
I think so.
I don't know, rolled away even.
Make
Just
that back 'cause he has infinite recovery.
she's pressuring you in ways that
I don't know about that. I don't know about infinite.
Said basic. Like, hey, he's
best command grab in the game is probably monkey flip. Oh wait, I don't even have, what am I doing?
Whoa, this is
I just sort of assumed I kept the cap on. How embarrassing.
Yeah. Ooh, that backer gonna take it though.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Witch Twist beats like everything. If your waft is full and she comes up on you, you can power through it with your super armor. We got another visitor. Oh, DreadFighter. Thanks for sticking around then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to say it loudly because I don't want Sin.
I feel like you're air dodging a lot of like too often in these scenarios that like she can't really get much more. I mean, I'd love to get paid too, but I'm seeing a lot of follows and not a lot of subscribes.
It's good.
But I mean, it's still like
This is like what we're saying.
the because of that utility, it does so much for it as a command grab, even because it's not just a command grab. It's like how Lucario's forward B isn't just a command grab.
That was so close.
You're air dodging far too often. You have to drift a little bit to just make it uncomfortable for him.
Like he SD'd and he still won. Like I said earlier, if you do that, that's respect.
All right, let's see DreadFighter's thing.
In the air. No, he's definitely good
Oh,
at the matchup.
man.
I don't know. Really hard.
All right, you're the cloud. Got it.
Up level all the time, so.
Let's see what we got here.
DreadFighter, a cloud known to stay back too.
As Sonic, you gotta expect that sort of thing. You gotta be a little careful about it.
Just some damage. Craftis goes for
You can't just.
frame 4 move.
If you can't react to his moving forward, you shouldn't be limiting.
Sonic's best move, actually.
Just gotta be careful about that.
I've been playing a little bit of Sonic myself. I've been using that
Okay,
character.
it's fine. You're
and
trading.
I think
There's no risk to it, really.
I feel very
At least
comfortable
not
with
as long as
this
he's
matchup,
not
actually.
punishing you hard for it.
Like from Sonic's perspective.
Do you?
Yeah, a little bit. Like
You got limit. It's a
maybe
good
just me
start.
knowing
The
I'm
extra
playing against
mobility
that
on limit
character,
is
but I don't
really,
play
really
XL
nice to the
so
point where I would say in
much.
most situations you want to just save it. So let's see what you do
I
here.
think this matchup
Okay.
is bad for Sonic, but
You're doing it.
it wouldn't be something I would be.
He was a little too far to get the back air, so I'm not really sure I agree with the back air, but like, he came in and you punished it, so far be it from me to tell you what to do.
It's not consistent.
Absolutely.
Alright, you got the platform. You can camp all day.
Consistency. You know,
Like-
Craftis probably was the favorite to
And you're
take this set, and he lost first stock.
you're making that
So,
pressure work,
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've seen Craftis gimp Cloud.
but
probably gimp
I
Cloud.
get like
I don't wanna
try and
talk
keep
about
that limit, especially when if he gave you Smashville.
Okay, goes for runoff fair, but not gonna.
I hope
find
that
it.
gave you something useful to practice too, because like I realize it didn't say a whole lot of in-depth
Didn't have
stuff,
the
but
time. So the interesting thing there, cross slash just whiffed because
that's a good question, Shope.
hitbox is actually different if you're facing right or left, because it's a word.
All right,
And you
good
can't
second
mirror
place.
the word. So the hitbox is actually better when you're facing.
He's back in neutral. There's no reason for you to not just get on the platform.
There is a little bit of a dead zone.
At least not while you don't have limit. Like
It's
especially
better
now,
when
because
you
like
face left.
he could realistically edge guard you potentially.
Doing a good job at recovering.
You really want the
Retro gonna
uh,
be on stage.
extra insurance that limit gives you, as well as the extra flexibility on
This is
mobility.
that's gonna
Look,
be enough to do
you
it.
got gimped. If only you had limit.
Alright, so we have 77%.
It is fine. Like,
Let's see what he can
well, we're about to find out if it's fine.
Okay, I thought he was.
Things are looking a little funky.
Craftis starting to claw this back. Hedgehogs have claws.
It's okay.
I don't know.
It looks like, well, he's
There you go. Just wait for him to swing. I feel like he's committing too much,
I don't know. I don't know anything about hedgehogs.
which is another reason
Just
that
love Sonic
that
as,
you
like, a series and a
you want to
character.
try and bait him with the
I know
platform.
nothing
I
about
think.
hedgehogs. Dread does have limit basically.
All
on
right.
now. Yep.
Yep, there it is.
You're good. Keep it. Keep it. Oh, okay. And you can get away with that for sure. Like you made it work, so
Why you do this?
that works. But the extra mobility and gravity are really nice for Cloud. I feel like they're underrated, and I wish more people would just hold on to it.
Oh boy.
Because as long as you have things like auto cancel, up air, and stuff,
So kind of adjustments.
yeah. This is a long time listener, first time caller.
Craftis the type of player that game one, if he doesn't do so well, he's gonna forget about it, and he's just gonna adapt. And
I mean, that aggressive Sonic play is what got him squashed there, for all it's worth.
Did he count a big Dreamland?
I think it it back.
Okay. I was expecting a Dreamland pick.
He doesn't
Yeah,
have
that.
triplets again.
As long as people are gonna give you Smashville, you should be charging limit. He's not gonna do anything to you.
Good to know in the future.
Just
I won't
like-
ban triplats against.
You just gotta realize how much of
Recovery there from Dread.
you get out of the extra physics from.
Up air.
That probably would have comboed if you had limit.
I thought so too, but you know, you gotta
Okay,
for the air
good,
dodge.
wait.
It's gonna be another fair. Oh, charges limit a little bit.
Wario's pretty okay. He's like middle of the
I
road.
don't know. Like you would probably know better than me.
Granted, I
but
think in
Rosa
that
is
game
sneaky
that's
right
totally
now.
not enough to be viable. Honestly, I don't think he's viable.
Okay, that was
Just
good,
because
though.
the top tier is so stupid in this
Just
game.
standing there.
He definitely looks a little not scared of Cloud,
Like,
but like
people talk about how
He's missing
balanced
his
this game
missing
is.
his
I
stuff, yeah.
disagree.
That's
I don't know how else
he's
to put that.
rushing in a little too much. Okay, nice.
You got just fly. You can fly.
Mistimes
see,
it.
he doesn't really miss time that often, but
Right. Goes to the
Mid,
dash attack.
like
I hate
maybe
dash
mid of
attacking this
mid,
matchup as Cloud. Oh my god, it's
or
it's so
mid low,
You die at
so like
3.
largely somewhere between
It's so
26 and
annoying,
30
you gotta
kind of
know,
thing.
just,
now
okay,
it's,
good.
You can't lose that many important matchups and call yourself
Oh,
a
he's going
viable
for land,
character,
yeah.
or rather, not just lose, but like get
Down throw,
destroyed.
retreat to the platform. Oh, he tried to get the untechable.
I agree. I think that Sheik is probably -1, maybe a hardish -1, but like it's one of our better top tier matchups. IMO key win for Wario. He does pretty good against Rosa. Straight up. I used to think that he won like confidently. I think now it might be a very slight advantage, if not just straight even. But I don't think Wario loses against Rosa. Also, Wario beats Lucario for free. If you ever have problems fighting against Lucario, learn how to play Wario. You will never lose to a Lucario ever again.
That was untechable.
yeah, I've noticed. I've gotten hit like maybe an inch away, like a real inch away from Smashville platform, and I just die. I
And
can't
even here, even though you're losing, like you could be charging
So let me
limit.
explain. So at the apex of Cloud's non-limit up B,
Mario's not too bad. It's like
yeah, I don't know
-1.
how the untechable
He gets
work will be.
pokes.
The apex of Cloud's non-limit
Like your
up B,
neutral just
you cannot
is
tech.
not very great, but like
And that's
both
definitely
Wario and
something
Mario
that
lose to
Cloud
the other guy
opportunity to attack.
moving backwards, so
Dread is
it's
good
like a
enough
game
player
of
that
chicken,
that
kind of.
He pressed LR on the controller, but I mean you can tech with C.
I think the matchup's relative. No, actually, sorry.
One tech with C.
yeah.
Historically, we get shit on by R.O.B. Actually.
Yeah, man,
Um,
so like you said, Craftis, just knowing what to do.
Like I know I played
Definitely
8-bit man. Was it 8-bit man? I think 8-bit man at the big house and got dumped on. Like it was uncomfortable how badly I lost. And I think that historically, high-level Warriors have lost to high-level R.O.B.s.
I would definitely say so. And they're
If you want a little more discussion on that, Wario has a lot of decent options to deal with Luma. Dash attack gets it out. Neutral air deals with Luma, or like pops her up really well. You can chomp Rosa and Luma won't punch you or won't hit you in the meantime. You'll spit out Rosa and you can get forward tilt before Rosa can do anything. She's not good at approaching, so you get waft for free in the matchup, is the thing. I can explain how Wario bodies Lucario. Basically, you don't fight. You get Lucario to like 45-50%, and then you just stop fighting until you have full waft. And then you try and land full waft. You do literally nothing but try and land full waft. And if it misses, wait 2 more minutes, and you do that again. Once you've taken your first stock, Lucario can do nothing to you. Lucario loses too badly to Wario's platform camping. All his aerials are either kind of slow or don't linger very much, / don't do much damage. And so you just jump backwards on a platform, and there's nothing that Lucario can do. He never has rage because you're never hitting him after a certain percent unless it's a waft setup. And that's all you do. It's really, really boring, but that's how you beat him.
they're great players, but I can see this going either way. Though I feel
It's
like
the similar situation as to why DK is considered one of Lucario's worst matchups. When DK does what he wants to be doing, Lucario never has rage.
Dread
You can mash out a force palm in this game, yes. I don't know if it's a set amount of mashing or if it changes with damage, but I know that you can mash in it. It's weird, but yeah, it's totally a thing you can do.
He's definitely gotten a lot better. And Craftis, he's one of the OGs, you know? He's always been around.
I'm a little surprised you're not doing up throw just to put him in the air.
Okay, nice
But
up air.
I don't know which one it was. I just know that you could. I didn't play enough Lucarios. If you find out, let me know.
Oh boy.
Okay, limit.
Ryu is not fun. Ryu is probably
Very smart.
solid disadvantage. Mid -1, maybe a hard -1.
Nice dash. Buffered it out of shield.
You just have to run. Like, it might not be that bad against Ryu. The issue is just that you're like, oh man, I'm needling him away. Like, hit him with like a sweet spot forward air and then 2 sour spot forward airs, and he's just like 17 damage. I'm now even, and you just have to pepper away at him in a situation where his hitboxes are enormous. It's not fun. You have stuff, but like, it's just hard. You have to play on eggshells the whole time.
He's almost got like. Dread is playing very well though, I will say.
He's definitely cleaned up.
Okay, nice air
You
dodge.
see, he tried to.
Sorry if it seems like I'm not giving enough focus to your match.
He's gonna finish his jabs. He would've
There's
killed
just so many questions in the chat. I need to learn to manage this better.
outside of it.
Thought we were gonna see a spin shot there. He hasn't spin shot all set.
Oh, you know, every time you say something now, it just.
Look, I really wish I had more to say than half of my saying, look, you have limit, look, you're doing it. He does lose slightly to Mario and Cheek. I think ZSS is pretty bad. Cloud is pretty bad. Sonic is unplayable. Bayo is pretty bad. Marth's not too bad. It's frustrating, but like you can get in. Yeah, like he just loses to a lot of people. Oh yeah, Mewtwo shits on Wario as well. That's another thing.
He's jumped from the ledge every time, by the way.
Yeah.
And don't let that stop you, because ledge jumps are super safe. If you just wait, like change the timing on when you do it.
Yeah, I think he's. I don't know what he's doing.
So last time I checked, he lost 3-0 twice to Ken. And earlier on this stream, we watched the most recent match with Glutonny and Ken, in which Ken just disrespected him the entire time and won easily. If you want to post an earlier match, was it 3-2? I only saw the losers finals. So like, if you want, we can watch the other stuff, and maybe I'll learn some stuff, or maybe I'll be able to point out the mistakes that the other guy said. I really feel like that's a scenario in which Ken was like, oh, let me just stop doing this one thing that I'm getting punished for, and just got embarrassed. But maybe I don't know that. I'm just assuming because I didn't see it. Shulk does beat Wario. It's a pretty solid -1. The range is just kind of frustrating to deal with. The pokes work really well. Monado works really well. It's hard for us to do a whole lot. It's just a sword matchup. Wario hates swords.
I think Kuma's like a little better at this matchup than Craftis is. So
Wario also hates fast characters, which Shulk is some of the time. Most of the time, because he can also jump around with jump to run away until he gets speed again.
Right now he's panicking.
That's gonna be it.
Okay, yeah.
Not fun.
But all of his kill attempts so far are like they're failing.
Oh, Shulk, I don't think it's horrible. Like, it's -1 is not horrible.
That heavy floaty.
But I do think we lose it.
There's more of a floaty in limit actually, like with the air speed.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I'm familiar with the term ghost walking.
Circumstances.
I think Wario loses to Falcon. Straight up. I think it's like 40-60. It's not fun. At least -1, if maybe a hard -1 at worst. But maybe that's only because we haven't seen a Falcon that's really committed to the reason that Wario loses. Wario v Falcon is in a lot of ways similar to Wario Sonic, in that if Falcon just waits and dash camps does auto cancel back air, he has a hard time. Like, Wario can't do anything, and when he presses a button, he gets dash grabbed by Falcon and takes 30 damage. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll die then. Because Wario doesn't have any really good way to approach. Yeah, if you just dash dance camp Wario and auto cancel back air, you're not gonna lose as Falcon against Wario. But he thinks it's even, and he thinks that I'm just mad or something. I don't know. He thinks I'm wrong. And that is a thing that happened. But if you want, we can watch Glutonny versus Fatality, and I can say why did Fatality let go of his controller, like in multiple cases. Like, why would you do that? Especially since he's played me so many times. There are so many situations. Like he should know the matchup, but he just doesn't. If someone wants to post that, we can go into it. I don't mind, but like.
Half of Craftis' stocks this set.
Yeah, exactly.
Go down to the limit cross.
I remember watching it and being disappointed. I was thinking, yeah, he did, and he got set up for dumb shit that he shouldn't have been set up for.
All the way up there. Forward tilt. Nice.
First time.
That was a good punish from Craftis.
He lost to Snorley too, the resident South Florida Wario, who's in this chat right now, I think. So like, maybe Fatality just has a Wario problem, but I guarantee you it's not because Wario does particularly well against Falcon. Wario does pretty well against bad Falcons, because bad Falcons don't know how to avoid certain situations. Or they try and move in too forward and they hang themselves. If they just don't move forward, it's not a big deal.
Good stuff from Craftis closing that out, but I gotta say,
And that was close. I'm sorry I'm talking over this when I was doing it. Hold on. I said I'd do Snorley's match first, so we're gonna do that, and then we'll pull up one of the new ones you had listed. Which I guess those are both the same one. That's fine. Oh God. Oh, he wants to. Let's watch this. This is hard. I remember feeling. When I played 8-Bit Man, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, the walls are just so excellent against Wario's limited mobility. I don't know how that put in his mouth, but maybe he rolled past you. Okay. I mean, you're winning. You're doing things. And you're getting Chomp on his big frame. That's definitely something important to keep in mind of if he tries to approach you like a 45-degree angle. You don't have a whole lot to risk.
If nothing else, you
could have hard threw that up. Oh, sneaky sneak! But you get punished for it because that's the Wario way.
Wonderful!
We got another person who joined us.
Oh, that was cute right there.
Nadia, I didn't catch. But thank you.
And then tried to beat Boopum, but
Tuning in.
Very smart, not going to air dodge there. And now Snorley has a ledge set up with the bike.
Good decision. More damage is good because now you.
And
there you go.
Wow. Very strong start for Snorley.
You're doing it.
All right. And now he
oh, you're good. You got your bike. You got your bike. Yeah.
Oh,
well.
Okay, so he accidentally ate the bike. That's not what he wanted to do. But then he called bike again.
That's true. That is a frustrating part, but it's just hard for Wario to get that first stock, in my experience.
Jumped off or didn't react to being under the stage or what it was, but at that point, and he had
yeah, Chomp's not fun to get hit by. It's pretty big.
At that point, just did not have any
people need to do the up tilt more. He's making good use of his moveset. So good for him there. Snorley, that is.
Yeah, and now A-Man's taking full advantage of that. He is racked up a huge lead.
All right, and you backed up. That's good. When he was trying to get in his comfort zone. You waited for the back air. That was the smart thing to do. Like, hell, you seem to know more about this matchup than I do. I don't know why you're posting it, unless you're just trying to show us the thing. Yeah, up tilt beats a lot. Okay. That was smart. I saw the down air. I'm surprised you went for up air, but... In other words, it's sweet. Oh, I don't know why it took you so long. Thanks for joining us. Joining the following.
Maybe. Snorley's playing really well this game.
Okay. I would have went for the down tilt. I saw him landing nearby, but I think it's far more important that you just don't get nicked. So like, even though you're not like even if you could be getting slight damage setups here, the fact that you're not getting hit is definitely more important.
Connect with the Wario and take game number 1.
It's a shame.
No, if you do that with Snorley, definitely.
If you hadn't killed yourself.
I mean, gotta get over it eventually, right? Yeah. Ooh, connects with
Okay,
back air,
good movement.
another
If he's,
back air.
well,
Ooh, went
that's
for
a thing that's really good to take advantage of when you can. Rob's fat. Like, there's not a whole lot of risk to doing things like that or chomp. I assume by it you mean force palm as an aside. Oh yeah, you mentioned that earlier afterwards. Okay.
Oh, looking for
That was a little risky on the bike, but all's well that ends well, I guess. That's good pressure with the. That's a good idea to stay with the platform there because it allows you to pass through if you need to, or it gets your jump back if you'd rather have it. That was Chomp City, as long as he was close by. I know it's a little risky and you're not getting a whole lot out of it, but it just seemed like he wasn't moving, I guess, in my head. And he didn't, he shielded it. Alright. Oh, he got the good decision making there. You gotta be a little more careful about the way you're poking him when you're in disadvantage, because he's shielding these forward airs. You've been punished like the last three times doing it. And I know you want him to do something about it, but you gotta pick your battles, and that's one of the hardest parts about this matchup.
He did not go to ledge there. He did not go to the ledge. He went for a much.
That's a shame. I thought you were gonna hit him with a dab smash.
For it.
I'm actually not sure when the down throw up air stops working. I don't play the matchup often enough. There might be a link in the Discord or something.
The window for it to be a combo and kill.
Okay,
yes.
but he's gonna grab the. Oh, he didn't.
Let that happen.
He was scared. That's the move of a scared man.
Apeman's laughing about it though.
It's probably like, I mean, they're good friends. They're probably just like, you won't do it. Oh, you did.
It's good with the. Oh, jeez,
no,
the infinite.
Oh, he fell off the platform. But like, what was Snorley gonna do when he was already charging up smash? You won't let it go. Well, you have to.
You want to do Nair closer so that you get the Nair 1 so that he feels a little more pressured. Because you can Nair 1, move backwards, and be like, am I coming in or what?
Like, charge your forward smash, cancel it, run, grab them.
But maybe you thought he was closer than, or was going to come in closer. Careful.
I mean, I don't care for Cloud perhaps.
Fair enough. Alright, so they're trying to find his way back on stage, able to do it with
I'm sorry for your loss. It's never a good feeling.
He has a very strong second stop in both
To get
games now.
rapid jab. Oh no. I'm surprised it didn't shield poke you then.
It is.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's over.
Ah.
Great grab.
You were playing it pretty well. I feel like some of the poking options, you were going for too many things that he was able to punish reliably. Like falling with forward air instead of rising with it. You were getting your damage, but there were a lot of scenarios in which you were poking when it was an easy punish for him. All right, so let's see this. I haven't seen it in a while, so we'll see how well my memory is, how good this goes. But okay, he's got the pop. Yeah, you can wait. There's no reason not to. As Wario. So this is good decision making right now by Glutonny.
And we're going back on Smashville, obviously, is a Glutonny classic.
And Fatality, move backwards. That's what he needs to do. Okay.
There it is.
Okay. Man, this game's great. This game, he goes for that too often in situations that are not guaranteed. I wish he would wait for the air dodge more, or just go for another up air. I feel like when he plays me, because I SDI a lot, he just goes for up air, because he knows, and he needs to do that more often. I don't know why. He missed there. That's free damage he's missing out on. Like, there's no reason for him to do any of that. He could have just stayed on the stage and back aired or held jab and just kept Wario there till the end of time. But he went out and got spiked to 45, and we're supposed to call Glutonny a fantastic player for it. Sorry, I'm a little salty. He's supposed to do well at this matchup, and he's not doing well at it.
This is obviously a regular setup for Glutonny. Rising down air, making sure that only the first hit of
I just
the
expect better
second
from
time
Fatality.
BNB for him.
Like, Glutonny's not playing poorly,
Back airing him into oblivion. Also, Fatality show expression when you get hit by that.
but I would say that Fatality is playing poorly.
What the hell was that? Yeah, well, that's the kind of
At least to
technique you
his,
have to expect from Glutonny, if he knows the Wario
like,
matchup.
to his standard, I would say it's poor compared to what he's capable of. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna watch that and watch as he fucking takes his hand off the controller, because none of that should have happened.
Even if you know the Wario matchup, he's always coming up with weird stuff, and if he's not, then the game is.
He just moves straight there. If he had just drifted to the left, he would have fallen off after the forwarder. That's all. Just hold left. Press anything.
Oh, that's not a what? What? My God! My God! My God! Shotgunning with it.
But no, okay, that's the first time that shouldn't have happened.
Okay, actually, I wonder if he wasn't just a tad too slow on the fair.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
I'm telling you, man.
Like, it might just be that it's a bad matchup for him. I don't know, but
it's not the same. Remember at SmackDown World that at least for me it was the
like,
first
good
time
shit for it, absolutely, because he's one of the best players in the world.
Like one of the best players in the game.
And now he's doing it on Fatality.
Yeah, it's evolving. Like it's now become BNB, and he might be evolving even further. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, he might. I mean, I think it's partly him just playing a certain way. Like, it's not that he has a Wario problem, it's that he refuses to play correctly. It's not that he doesn't know what Wario is capable of, it's that he refuses to adapt.
Okay, going for the percent. Not sure if he thought his fat would be more ready. Like
I would have up tilted.
or if he just wanted the percentage, but if that was the case, that was a risky bet because right now, in a terrible situation. Oh, wow.
Okay.
But as we've said,
That worked out okay, I guess.
I throw it back to you. Now this is yours.
Yeah, we'll keep it here so I don't get too mad.
You won't cross it, man. You won't cross it.
But the thing is, at high levels of play, you have to expect that the other guy is not going to crumble under the pressure. Oh, he missed again. Like, just go for the stuff that he knows works. Like, if you SDI, that's just not as reliable. He's missed it at least twice so far.
Enough? No, not quite yet. Let's drop. Oh! That's it. With the badge!
And that's something you have to watch out for. Again, it's not like he's never played a Wario before.
Two knees in a row with a correct read on the second one.
Alright.
Now,
Again, why is he moving forward? Just wait for Wario to press anything.
Has Fatality seen that? He can oh wow, no, that's not
Like,
the same.
what was that decision?
He does not want that. You know that there is ready for that.
That might have been a misclick. I assume it was.
I know he tried also to fast fall there at some
But
point.
that's not the kind of thing that you should be doing in a grand finals tournament if you consider yourself a top level player.
The point is like the up B of Falcon.
Also, if you DI up, you can just jump out of that. It doesn't. It never sets up for a guaranteed check chase situation, as far as I'm aware. So like, if you get chomped, hold up and just spam jump. Good catches with the Glutonny on the dash attacks. That's 2 times he's done it so far, and that's good play. Like, if they're gonna miss it, which they shouldn't be because they're top players.
But I do feel like Fatality can naturally react to after the player reach his opponent. You know, he can react to his TI to make the knee. So you need to read
Hanging in there.
the TI of his
He also has a habit of Fatality has a habit of doing a lot of ledge roll because Falcon's ledge roll is super good.
Beautiful by Glutonny. As always, when you're a Falcon player and you hit your
All right, he's going in for reasons he doesn't need to.
does not take it, because if he take it, he can just push you on your leg after you reach it.
It's been 3 games and the rules have
He's taken 52. He's taken 76 damage because he won't just wait for Glutonny to press a button before pressing his own.
Start to work. Be very careful, Fatality. You need to gain back the momentum. Very nice.
Like, I know it's uncomfortable that you're stocked down against Wario and stuff. Look, just wait for that. He did press the button and then got grabbed and then died. Just do that over and over again. That's all it takes.
You know what I mean, man?
All right, let's keep it going. Okay, okay. This 35 damage though. That's good stuff.
Oh wow.
That happened. He took 12 damage. Wario gets a lot of stuff here because you're at high percent. Wario doesn't have any combos. Just it's very high reward at low risk. Again, just stay at the ledge. Fight like most players do. Get them on the ledge and pressure them. Falcon has some really good ledge pressure, and he just isn't using it. He's trying to go for stuff against a character that has one of the best recoveries in the game. Why? Yeah, again, there you go. You understand. Why is he burning double jump in an edge guard? Indeed.
It's not shining in yellow anymore.
Well, that's real good. I'm glad. But he's not in this match, and it makes me mad. I don't know how many Warriors you have to lose to until you learn, but I'm sorry, it makes me sound meaner than I mean to be. Just a player of his caliber has no business making the mistakes that he's doing in this set. Alright, he's waiting. He just let him get on. That's a little weird. Probably expected the ledge roll. That happens sometimes. Glutonny could have gotten more if he did the nair in the right direction. He's not holding up. All these chomps. Glutonny's getting infinitely more pressure than he would if Fatality knew how to play this matchup. He's hanging in there. Wow.
He's not catching a break, man.
When are you dying, man? When are you dying? I'm trying to murder you in all
the
way that I know, in all the way.
There you go.
I need to bring you to 190% to make a forward throw to finish that stock. Are you that kind
It's kind of a rough spot, but
kind of
make that classic Fatality comeback. Just gotta wait. Rolling towards him twice. That's the next level approaching that we expect. Maybe he's just nervous. I don't know.
Adjusting his combos because it seems the knee is too hard to connect at this point. So
it seems that the knee is too hard to connect at this point.
Look at the person. Look at the person. It's so close.
Good preemptive up air by Glutonny.
Oh, nice. Was ready to cover that after air dodge.
Exactly. ADCT. But that's the thing. He can get away with it against a lot of the players, like, because he is much better than a lot of the people in Georgia. Certainly not all of them. Like, I think he lost this past weekend to Salt 1's Cloud, for instance. But, like, yeah, well, Diddy can do it, but, like, Diddy's also got different, like, he doesn't have a dash grab that takes up a third of Battlefield. The hard read! And Glutonny gets 77% off of it because that's Wario. Oh, okay. Just back air! Just keep doing the back air! Look at that! That's what got him the win! Oh, mad. Pummeling is good. I agree. Also, you have to be really careful about how you approach Falcon off stage. It's a myth that his recovery is super exploitable, IMO. Up B just takes too much, or does too much. Drifts towards the center of the stage, again, so that he gets another chance at punishing him? Why? Just go towards the ledge and you'll never get, you won't have trouble. He was fishing a little too hard. The thing about it is, he's Fatality spending all this time committing and all this time trying to punish when he just needs to wait. There's no reason to have to take risks in neutral. Like, after Glutonny gets his read and does something, maybe, but most of what Wario buttons presses, you can just wait. That was a mistake. Happens to the best of us.
You let it go, you took it twice. No man, not on my watch.
He's just wait. Wario's just not a character that you easily edgeguard. Like, you're putting so much at risk, especially with Wario being at max rage. Especially with Wario's actively fishing for downer spikes now. Stuff like that. Good pokes with the nair. Like, he's taking it slow and just needling him with little pokes. That's a shame. I would have went for that too and missed.
If Gluto hadn't landed on it, which I believe what happened, he could have drifted.
He can kill with his jab. Just hold A! That's all it takes! He just needs to make Glutonny come to him and he'll have a much easier time.
As I say, as he proceeds to jump the corner of the stage without doing anything.
He's just making a lot of decisions as if he's never played this matchup before. It's just frustrating. I feel like that was a little telegraphed on his part, Glutonny, but it worked out. And he missed his tech. That happens, but again, as much as he plays the matchup, that shouldn't really be happening. Gets it. And that's true too, ADCT. Like, he's only getting the up airs for damage, which is another reason why he needs to go back to neutral and just wait instead of trying to commit off stage. Because he can get a grab at 150 and kill you. He can get an auto cancel up back air at 125 and kill you. He's taking all these risks and hanging himself in this set.
With enough percentage, up air will send him high enough that he can adapt to the DI.
Like, Falcon has problems, but like, he's just not abusing any of the stuff that makes this matchup rough for Wario. That's a shame. Falcon moves too far low during his spot dodge, which is why he was able to avoid the second hit of nair, like the sour nair. Okay, he's doing it.
This is hard. This is huge. 2-1.
Don't miss your techs. Was that a chomp? I forgot. I didn't pay attention. It's probably just forward air. He fishes for forward air a lot. Can't be missing those. Like, what else is Wario doing? Like, don't miss them. He really needs to think more about the options that Wario is able to do, and just be like, oh, he's gonna be spamming rising forward air because it's probably it's the only really offensive thing that he can do in neutral. Should have held up, so he didn't have to worry about attacking.
Wario doesn't have a huge punish potential if he does not have his punish, so he aim it.
Yeah, he's hanging himself. Just wait. Wario has an infinitely harder time on the ground in this matchup.
You can basically put on the pressure by just going for something else entirely. Not even going for dash attack, but run through them, the bike, anything to come up the technique.
Double roll forward. The Smash 4 experience.
I'm actually wondering if Glutonny wasn't fooling himself and going for funny dash attacks out of the blue.
Okay.
Really
get the up airs. Just get the damage. The thing is, Falcon out-damages you by a long shot, and that's a really important thing about this matchup. Like, even if you can get the reads, or if you can avoid them when you need to. And Wario does have better combos against Falcon than most of his matchups. That was a mistake.
Either one of two things. Either he tried to get a fat stock and forgot that he had just used it, or he wanted the bike or the B and just...
He is, because the matchup's not great. He's out damaging Glutonny. Like, you can get away with it because of, like, Falcon's burst range is just really hard for Wario to deal with. But, like, Glutonny killed himself. Like, oh no.
That was also kind of wap. But even though, taking back his confidence, taking the stock right after, and here we are, 2 stock each.
Like, I feel like this is not the matchup. Like, this is not the matchup you want to look at to prove that Wario does well against Falcon.
It's very nice to see how Glutonny has adapted to Fatality's pressure and juggles overall.
But he wants to go on him. He just makes the pressure right now. He doesn't want to let him do his trick.
If anything, it's a testament to how rough, like how many times Wario has to win in different situations in order to keep up with Falcon's damage output.
Oh, tries to go for it, but Fatality is ready. Kaname kept getting hit by that, but not him.
I would have kept on the level so that he could continue, or at least throw it up. But I guess he doesn't play Wario, so he doesn't really know the optimum way to do that. That's fine.
Of all his options, both aggressive and defensive ones, that I'm not too surprised it didn't work out for Glutonny.
Like that up smash, he's trying to see into the future when he doesn't need to. Just get the grab, just get the mindless dash grab into back throw, and it works fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the problem. That, like, he needs to commit to the options that work instead of the things that sometimes work. Like, just wait for the air dodge. Get a free up air every time. Then he's closer to the ground when you up air, and you get more out of it.
Oh my God. It's really tough to see the bike. It's actually very tiny.
Alright. He's doing well. Just back air. Why did you dash grab? Just wait.
Definitely could have gone for the dash up smash right here, but
Did he down throw it? Wow.
okay.
It's a shame that Wario's up smash has negative range.
Okay, beautiful back air.
Seems like Fatality is about to take this.
And he leaves the bike there, which is smart. That's what he needs to do, so that he has fewer options to recover.
Not quite yet.
Not yet. You know how dangerous that could be. If Glutonny managed to get back on that stage,
No double jump.
give him.
Did he think he had the bike, or
I think the bike was
I don't
on
know.
stage, right? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, here we are.
Alright,
Smash
I'll try and
again.
control myself a
On
little
the
better.
jump, Fatality just
We're 2 and 2.
went right on him, but unfortunately,
Free damage for Glutonny that should never ever happen.
on that jump once again, on that jump, he's ready.
You just wait.
Nice.
Take chases, as I was saying. At one point, you can just stop throwing out that dash attack and react to the frame, to the second place or away.
With that tiny stage, you won't have time to take your bike. You won't have time. I won't let you take
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
And that's the frustrating thing. I wonder if that's why Fatality continues to do it.
Oh, wow! That's it!
Because he's still doing very well. Like, because he can get away with not playing the matchup correctly, and he's still 2-2 with the best, you know, the best active Wario of all time. Smashville allows you to camp the camp for waft, and Falcon uses platforms better. Like, he can camp under them and stuff. I go Smashville when I can against Falcon.
There you go. Take my feet into your big fat mouth.
Will you make beautiful back and making that double jump to be unbeatable. Seeing that it's air dodge.
There aren't really a whole lot of stages to work with, and I feel like Falcon uses more. Yeah.
Oh no! Fatality that way!
He's doing it.
That way!
Was that a sourshot forward air? Was that like the 10th time that he missed the tech? It was. How about that? Imagine how many kills wouldn't have happened if he just didn't miss his techs. That was... he's feeling himself. Okay. Good call. Landed nairs like me.
It has happened after super close sets. Glutonny destroying players such as Leon. Is this about to happen? Is it the Glutonny match?
Do you guys want to queue up another match, by the way? I don't think I have another one set up. He's doing it. He got the kill with up air. He's trying to be a big hero. Just wait.
The crowd is just shouting. Wah,
Just
wah.
stick out back air. The auto cancel's too hard for him to deal with. He had his jump. He had his double jump after that, and he didn't use it. It's as if he just wiped his memory of any Wario nuance.
Missed the up air from quite nothing though. Fatality that up air just fading back a bit. Fatality is fighting with all he's got.
Is it because I stopped playing and he forgot how the matchup goes?
Nice one. Oh my god, that was a light. Fortunately for Fatality. Now Glutonny gets the edge guard situation. And you know,
it's fine. He's doing fine. He doesn't have a waft. Even better. Throw it up or down.
Is it the crucial mistake?
Fun fact, up and down are always the places you want to throw it, usually down.
Yep. It seems Glutonny is just trying to rush.
Okay, if you say. I don't mind. I'll watch whatever. As long as it's the Smash 4 video. Unless you guys want me to put on Japanese Street Fighter 2 footage and talk about that. That's not what you're here for. He got the grab. He's doing it. He's
getting rid of that recovery option. Oh wow, good BFB from Glutonny, buying himself some stage control, reading the roll.
Oh my god, could have been the grab on that side.
And that's it.
back air. One of the moves that I said you just need to spam for 6 minutes and beat him with. I have no idea what Nairo Falcon looks like. I assumed that Nairo would adapt, though. Honestly. I can watch the match, sure. I assume he means Nairo is Falcon, but I don't know. And he's doing it, like he just needs to stick with the stuff. If he had gotten that hit, he would have been in a really good position to be on. He missed his waft again. This is Fatality's game to win. Glutonny doesn't have any strong kill moves. Look, that was an up smash city. He's just blindly dash grabbing. Oh, now he's doing that thing that I said as long as you do, you won't lose. Oh, they're all nervous. I get it. He bikes in front of him. That grab would have done it. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Griffin. Just mad. He's so much better than that. He's so much better than that. Oh boy, we're 2 minutes in, and then.
Yeah, Wario. Okay. So about.
Hold on a second.
To go into it, yep. All right. By Mario, but we'll all see how Micaelis plays against this. Spacing
it's okay.
is
Don't
key,
worry about
as
it.
Usual with Mario.
If anything, other people can learn from it,
Mario,
even if you've already analyzed it yourself.
Yeah, many command grabs like that.
Yeah, you want to charge waft as much as you can, so you want to keep Mario back.
You want to get a lot of
many. And both characters lose
like
when they
you know, Mario
somebody
can't
moves
go in
forward.
If you're already grabbing him.
Right. Especially with like Mario's not super.
That was
unfortunate. Be reverse. I know you didn't mean to do that.
He got fired for a misinput. Oh, now another misinput. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm not having a good time.
All right. It's looking pretty.
All right.
That's actually a trap.
Down tilt? I mean, it's working. He got the hit.
Oh, wait, he's going.
I don't know about getting hit by that forward air, but
right now. Doesn't look like these whatchamacallit.
We could do it in another stream. I don't mind. It's getting people in here, which I'm glad about. I hear you. Micaelis. Right? You probably shouldn't have rolled towards him. Just be careful. Maybe the occasional tilt. And don't underestimate the full hop forward air. Like, even though Mario's kind of short. Oh, there you go. Like, it's safe is the thing. It's just very safe to kind of throw out. That was kind of a hard read situation. But Or rather, that was just gotta wait on it a little bit.
He needs to grab him. He needs to grab him and get him off stage.
It might not have even killed him. I'm not sure at that point.
Like no real read. Nice tech away.
And that's really all you can do in a lot of those scenarios when he does the super fast up smash. Like, you dash attack. So like, you're playing it fine. I would like to see more empty hops.
He didn't space that back air too much.
I feel like when you're going into the air, you're sticking out an aerial every time, and it's not really mixing them up as much. As long as you pull back afterwards, yeah. Most characters, if you don't pull backwards, they can just kind of rise up and up air you. But if you space it well and then move backwards, yeah, it's pretty safe. Not against every character, but largely it's one of the safest things warriors can do in neutral while actually threatening the opponent. I definitely advocate its use a lot.
And, yeah, I don't think Micaelis has too much. Yeah, I think this might be over.
Shit. These commentary is real jerkish. Alright. Probably should have threw that up, honestly. Because he was already at the ledge, you didn't have really a whole lot of time to set up with the down throw portion. Yeah. I understand what you're trying to do, but you gotta make sure you get the timing right. And you rolled backwards, that was good. Like, you recognized that situation was kind of a bad situation. Yeah. Like, sometimes just wait. He's spending a lot of time shielding and then attacking you. So, like... just let him hang himself. It's the Wario experience. Basically, if you aren't coming in on your own terms, it's a good idea to roll away or air dodge away, just like... because every other character in the game just has better frame data when you're up close, really. It's like, it's just hard. I mean, I feel like he's playing a little defensively. I don't see a whole lot of mobility from MarioKid when he's not attacking. I would like to see from both players here a little more, just a little more willingness to bait each other out without having to stick a hitbox out or commit to a really strong option. That was a good decision, just happened to go poorly with the misspaced timing. I would have been spamming jump during that time. You fast fell really early in that after you came down, which gave him more time to react in the first place, which you don't want. If you're gonna fast fall to try and pass through him, you gotta wait sometimes. You wanna mix it up so that they don't have as much time to react. I feel like there are too many scenarios in which MarioKid is just doing it, quote unquote. I feel like if I were playing him, I would have baited him out with run, turn around, cancel more. I feel like Micaelis is doing too much run, turn around, cancel in the opposite direction. Don't be afraid to run away and run, turn around, cancel. Like, that slide's good too. Yeah, you were too antsy. You gotta play a lot more passively. MarioKid was just throwing buttons out. Do pivot forward tilt, up tilts, roll backwards. That's what it is, really. That's how it goes, though. Don't sweat it too much. I don't know. I just felt like it. It seemed like people appreciated it last time. I thought I might try doing it again. One thing I wanted to do, but I didn't mess around with it because I didn't have enough time to mess with the stream overlay and like Twitch channel and stuff. and second, I just feel a little uncomfortable doing so. What I thought about doing is I've got a link for donations. Like if you feel, basically, if you want to leave a thing for the tip jar, because I don't really think that what I'm doing here is worth. Like I wouldn't charge for lessons. That's stupid. It's just dumb. But like, I wouldn't, I would appreciate if someone thought it was worth their while. It would get me to do it more often. I recently got Twitch affiliate, so like, I'm getting followers. You can subscribe to me, that kind of thing. Even if it's just a little bit, even if it's not money, just tell me I'm doing a good job. Tell me this is what you want to watch, and I will do it more often. I actually spent a decent amount of time today learning a little bit about, learning a lot about Charizard. I play with my buddies every now and then for fun, and I think I might pick up Charizard for fun. It's the thing I was thinking about. We got other matches? Did I miss something? I said Charizard, buddy. I can try Twitch, I guess, but I'd have to move the overlay.
Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Balance Patch. I'm Fierce, and I'm
yeah,
here
this
with
is
the
probably off center and shit.
Yo, it's season over here. We're here again.
If you've got a YouTube link, that would probably be a lot better. I hate to do it to you. Unless you guys want to wait 3 minutes while I get this situated. For all intents and purposes, I'm basically retired. I haven't played in a tournament seriously in ages. I'll analyze your commentary off stream, Shope. We could talk about it. I talked to, what's his name? Dino Favara. He got better lately, because, well, not lately necessarily, it's been a while, but he asked me for commentary advice, and I gave it to him, and he thought, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And everybody loves him. I'd like to do commentary more often. Maybe I'll show up to one of the next Gwinnett Brawls or something. Let me try and set this up. If I don't get one, I can do that Twitch link after I set this up, right? Let's see. He is a good dude. But realistically, I'm just glad to have people in the chat. Like, I've been streaming stuff for fun lately, which, this is fun too. But I'm just streaming whatever I happen to be playing, and I'd just like to get a more regular following, you know. I was thinking about Smash 4 more lately and thought I'd throw it out there. I was giving some advice earlier today and be like, maybe more people would like that. Let me straighten this out just a second. Oh, don't look at my stuff. Don't look at my stuff. I'm shrinking it. I'm shrinking it. It's a little long. Alright, that's gonna have to do. I don't want to fiddle with this too much.
I have a match? No.
Olimar.
Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Balance Patch.
I did finish Golf Story, but I got Golf Nights, and I haven't done that on stream yet. Maybe I'll do that for fun the next time I get on.
Yo,
alright, this is gonna have to stop.
Such a good movie. Have a uncle.
Can I not skip forward?
I literally just smashed for. Yep. He's honestly been so supportive of my Falco as of late. Like,
what?
Really
Someone
really
subscribed.
Yeah, dude, you do.
Poison, you're my boy.
We're gonna go right
I'll try and make it worth your while. Let me know if I'm not doing enough. I'm sorry.
It allows Wario to just have a little bit more survivability, but I think Pikachu has the mobility.
Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. It
Yeah,
warms
got,
my
like,
heart to know people care
he's definitely
enough
got, like,
to
the advantage in neutral
want to stick around.
Just, like the movement too, to space out Wario. Wario, I mean, he can get like heavy stuff on Pikachu. Like Waft is gonna kill Pikachu at like 30%. Like,
Thank you.
No rage.
And I'm still doing what I can too. I know it's not in the same capacity. But
Pressuring the platforms right here, making it pretty hard for Poison to land, but he's gonna get that down tilt.
Wario forever
This
boys.
is a tech chase. But he's gonna get another one right there.
Poison's honestly like, he's super good with like the miss tech.
Also, sorry, Poison, my face is over your face.
Super good with it. Like he gets it up on me all the time on Wi-Fi. So.
Yeah, he always puts time in the lab to get those. He kind of expected him to kind of fade back. That's why he walked that way. But right now we just have this.
Oh right, sorry. Match.
And great back
I
right
should be
there,
paying
stepping
attention.
out the
I'm gonna
forward,
back up actually. I haven't been paying attention as much because I was
He's
so
got,
excited.
Like, he's
about
definitely
other
got like
stuff.
the advantage in neutral to.
You haven't taken any damage yet. Fantastic.
Space out Wario. I mean,
I'm not allowed a subscriber badge until I'm a partner. Apparently,
like 30%.
it sucks.
Like, no rage from the side, probably.
I get one emote, which is not the greatest. Like, I mean, it's my face. That's Wario.
Pretty hard for Poison to land, but he's gonna get that down tilt.
It tripped too.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's
misses the
see.
tech chase. But he's gonna get another one right there.
I feel like people need to be more
Poison's
careful
honestly,
about how they
he's
approach
super
forward
good
air,
with,
but
like,
if you're
the miss
landing
tech,
it, by all
late
means.
to dash attack resets. He's super
Thank
good.
you. You're too kind.
Yeah, he always puts time in the lab to get those.
Again, I'll try and make it worth your while and find some way to repay you.
That's why he walked that way. But right now we just have this neutral situation.
You're sticking out a lot of dash attack, and it's definitely the safest thing, or like the very cost effective, because it's super fast. You gotta be careful. Glad to have you around, buddy. Stop in next time. You're your follower now. You can see when I come on.
Oh yeah, the trades always are going to be in Mario's favor for the most part.
I'm surprised you did an F tilt. That probably would have gotten the kill. You had enough time to.
He's trying to go under? Okay.
I don't know how familiar you are with that, but he made the mistake there. But good read for sure. Hey, Kays.
I really like how the bike right there lagged the back air a bit because it gave Poison a little bit more time to predict where he was gonna land.
I like the decision to go high and move up around the platform. The platform makes it a lot more difficult for people to get your landings, especially when you're drifting back and forth. You didn't even land on it, and that's good. Like to fake them out that way. They have a lot harder time controlling your landings when you have different areas to go to like that. Gotta be careful at double down tilt at very low percents like that, but it worked.
You know, if he misses one tech, gets reset, Poison's gonna get a combo into Waft.
He was trying to do too much there. Uncle needs to be a little more conservative about the pokes he's doing.
Because of his patience, it's not really falling in line with Uncle's playstyle.
Good decision. I probably would have up B'd. It would have gotten either way. I know it can be difficult sometimes to try and tell which side they're going to be on.
He's kind of winning these neutral situations a little bit more often.
Yeah,
but
definitely. He's got the patience.
I like how often you've been willing to just wait and shield and back up when you're not. Like, I try and approach when I feel like it's a good angle, or like, oh, I think I can actually set up a decent mix-up here.
That's gonna be a punish.
And you're willing to wait, and I like that. I feel like some of the matches we've seen previously, they weren't willing to wait.
But Uncle was missing every single one of those up throw down Bs with the thunders, and I mean that's super difficult to hit. As we
I would agree with that. Up tilt on the platform while he's under isn't the best idea, but he didn't get punished. The thing about that was,
he's mixing up really well.
What did he have to lose?
And like I said earlier, the fact that Poison's not really taking the bait
Like, even if he got punished, it wasn't like Pikachu was going to hit him with anything super strong. Yeah, but that's a discussion for another time. We might have that in the Wario Discord. So he switches. We'll see how this does for him.
Yeah.
He is going with Mario. Okay, I agree with the choice. I was gonna say, like, if he stayed Pikachu and went back to Battlefield, like, it's over.
Maybe give him a little more time to feel out. Like you approached after a single RTC already twice and got punished twice.
He's gonna be the one with stage control, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, I really like what Wario.
Yeah, he was gonna fall off. He really should have went for a bigger hit, like up air or back air or something, down air.
Uncle's already playing better in
meanness.
neutral. Yo, shouts out to Haz. Haz, are you at? Did you go to Big House? I'm confused. I thought Haz was at Big House. Yeah,
All right, good movement. You move backwards. It's the thing. Both of these characters have a hard time when the other player doesn't feel like fighting. When he waits.
Okay, no.
And you're taking good advantage of it so
A little
far.
bit of off-stage play right there. Poison's gonna get the upper hand, and he's gonna set up a move right now.
All right, all right.
Yeah, good avoidance by Uncle in the
Yeah,
leg.
yeah, yeah.
Super good stage recovery.
Definitely. Oh, that was unfortunate there by Poison. Misses the
There you
dash
go.
punish just
I'm
by a little bit.
commentating.
And right now he's just working on deficit.
Uncle's trying to, like,
I haven't
extend
been
his
keeping up with
combos there, but he fell
with
through the
matches
platform right
well
there
enough to
instead of landing
judge.
for, like,
I'd be
the
willing to have a
second, third,
conversation
third,
in Wario Discord. I'd love to catch up and find out more about it. Like who's been doing well. I know people have been pretty, like Iota has been doing things for sure, even though he left the Discord begrudgingly. That was a lot of down tilt. Down tilt's a good move, but you can't use it that often in the same place anyway.
You could have got a grab right there, Uncle. Come on, man.
Ooh, great awareness by Poison right there. Knowing that he was just going to fade into him with the back air, he went over and got that grab.
Okay,
All right.
down smash.
You're still living. You still.
Poison's gonna make it back.
There's no
though.
risk. You're only feeding the rage. That's what I like to say.
Ooh, that's going to be a punish. Fourth room off stage.
Poison's honestly, he's doing a great job not falling for any of Uncle's
Oh my
fakes.
gosh,
And that's
that
gonna
was
hit
his to
twice. Uncle's
lose.
still recovering.
That's fine.
But, oh,
And
that,
that's
that
gonna
was
kill
so
ya.
That
good,
was poor
'cause he
DI on his
kinda
part.
stuffed out that empty hop right there. I was like, oh, he's going to get a...
Don't be afraid to shield
He's
into
looking at the grab,
Yeah, exactly.
to
He's
full
always
hop
in
air
the
dodge
way.
out.
I
It's a
really
pretty
like that.
safe way to deal with pressure when you're like dealing with invincibility and stuff.
Yeah, dude,
Not gonna overextend.
like he's just gonna live. Like
RTC up tilt was a little greedy there, but
Oh, I love his ledge shot.
he didn't get punished for it.
You know. Oh, that was some weird spacing. I thought for sure he was gonna get him. And,
When the bike's over you under the stage, did that happen earlier? I'm not sure what you mean.
Uncle of all
Bike's over you under the stage.
people,
You're gonna have to explain
really
yourself.
Good at, anti-airing people, catching their landings. So if you can avoid that, you can live to pretty great heights.
That was a waft if you just ran
I
into
see
him.
right now. See, he's like up smashing, trying to catch his landing.
Oh,
for the kill.
in that situation,
really, 'cause Waft is gonna
you just have to change up the direction in which you're coming at the ledge. If you can't, there's really nothing you can do about it, but recoveries are so good in this game that unless you got your double jump taken away, that shouldn't really be a thing. If you think he's going to have the bike in his hand, just jump high first. That's it.
Kill.
I don't know.
If Poison gets a setup here.
I think he's fishing for a couple of those falling up airs. Probably
Like, you have to discourage him from doing it if you can, but if you can't, then you're just kind of SOL. Sometimes your hitboxes will beat it, but like, if it doesn't, then you don't. Yeah. If your up B is capable of tearing through it, then yeah, go for it.
Even like the weak up air, he's just gonna throw it out raw.
He just
right
did
there.
it.
Yeah, because Uncle's been grabbing a lot.
I mean, you're winning by a pretty good margin. That wasn't a bad idea, I think. Like, you could have taken the at max rage there. So like, I don't hate it.
You know, cause Uncle to just get an up smash whenever he goes to do that. It forces him to play more patiently and not eager to get that kill.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like you walked away. You were a little too scared there. I get you're at max rage, but you could have gotten the kill with the F tilt if you had just not walked away.
And he's at kill percent himself still.
I feel like he had that ledge.
Actually, pretend I didn't say that. While I do feel that way, it's better to not take damage in most cases. And the hard read, I guess.
Poison, getting the 2-stock there to clean out game 2.
He did it.
I have to go play a game, but up next we got Bo Barrett and Kool-Aid, dude, the Soth Classic.
Yo, I feel
jealous
like
I can't commentate that.
Is it still you?
Gonna take that
No.
set?
You got anything else? Do I need to readjust this? I would, if we need to get a YouTube thing. If it's another Twitch thing, I can. Also, I have a cool cheer emote, which is also Wario related. So, if anyone feels like cheering. Another set, or the one that we saw earlier? else? I mean, I'll for real put on Super Turbo or something. Actually, I should probably go soon. I've got to clean up a little bit and go to bed. Was this fun? Did you guys enjoy this? If next time I might give I'll give a bit more what is it, notice, so that people can get matches together. But I'm happy to do that more often. I'm sorry if it came into if I'm leaving too late for you, Double D. We're glad you stopped in anyway. But yeah, if you guys record, I'll try and be more active in the Wario Discord too, even if I'm not doing this. Even though I'd like to do this more often too. So like, hell, we'll make it happen. And of course, I leave everything that I record